Welcome back. Now, hospital services have resumed duties in teaching hospitals nationwide following the end of the 5-day warning strike embarked upon by medical doctors on May 17 under the auspices of the National Association of Resident Doctors, NARD. The president of the association, Emeka Orji, announced that the doctors would resume by 8 a.m. on Monday, further revealing that progress made will be reviewed on June 2nd during NARD's general meeting, where the next line of action will be decided. The resident doctors have been at loggerheads with the federal government over poor remuneration, demanding better welfare, among other things, to improve the condition of the medical personnel service. Now, responding to the association's action, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, described as absurd the demands being made and the ultimatum issued by the doctors to the federal government. Ngige said the government had given the doctors everything they wanted, while accusing them of having a huge sense of entitlement. Right now, Dr. Alfa Yusuf, the North Central Caucus leader of NARD, joins me on the program. Thank you very much for joining me. Now, this latest strike warning is the second wielded this year alone by resident doctors. The association had issued a similar ultimatum over unresolved issues affecting its members back in January. So why have issues at stake lingered this long?
Well, thank you very much. The reason for the issues lingering for this period, it's not far-fetched. It's because the government have failed to respond to some of the issues before now. That was the reason why the association have to sit again and review the ultimatum. We gave them 2 weeks extension. Recall that last year, there has been an ultimatum from, say, July last year, after our NEC meeting. Such ultimatum have been reviewed in the spirit of giving the government enough time to be able to attend to most of our demands. But as it were, rather, most of the demands were not attended to, and the reason why we were left with the option of the warning strike that just ended yesterday, 8 a.m.
We know the Labour Minister, Chris Ngige, had earlier described the demands made by the association as absurd and accused the members of having a huge sense of entitlement, as regards its demands, one of which is the increment in the consolidated medical salary structure to the tune of 200% of the current gross salaries of doctors. Is this truly the case, considering that the minister said the Labour Ministry has not faltered in paying doctors' salaries?
Well, I'm very sure you have been following the discussions that we have been having as regards the review of commerce. The demand is not absurd, so to say, because if you look at the situation we were, say, about 2009, what is obtainable then in terms of the economy, the exchange rate, what you are able to get with the salary that is being paid, and try to make a comparison with what is obtainable now in 2023. I'm sure your guess is as good as mine. You want to believe with me that what you could get with 10 naira then is not what you will be able to get with 10 naira now. So we try to make calculations of all this, putting all of this into consideration. In fact, to be realistic, to be able to get to the point we were in, say, 2009, it will mean that the salary will have to be reviewed upward up to the tune of about, say, 250 to 270%. So we decided to place a peg of 200% for the government, which I think it is not too much for any government that cares about the health of the populace to want to look at making sure that those that render such services are being well taken care of.
Well, it's a good thing that, the warning strike has been called off, but citizens believe this latest threat was ill-timed as it was barely days to the advent of a new administration. What's your reaction to this?
Well, honestly, if I must say something to this, there is no any good time for any industrial disharmony. Nobody wants industrial disharmony, but I'm very sure, and as I said earlier, the discussion, series of ultimatum have been issued out to government. We have extended ultimatum time without number. We kept giving the government the chance for them to at least try to attend to our demands. But when you are meeting brick walls in terms of them attending to the demands, we were left with no option than to try to tell them that, oh yes, please, these demands are very important and they need attention of the government.
All right, now, in some days, a new administration will be sworn in. What do you think the government should do to improve the country's health sector?
The health sector is a very critical sector in any government, because the success of any administration, one of the indices that should be used to measure the success of any administration is the health indices. How have you bettered the health of the populace of the people you govern? I expect, I am aware that improving the health sector is part of the key agenda of the incoming administration of the President-elect, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We pray that there are a lot of things put on ground already. If they are going to improve the healthcare sector, we have part of our demand that the budgetary allocation to health should be in accordance with what was agreed upon during the Abuja Declaration, for which Abuja Declaration, where Nigeria was also part of the signatory to that. We expect that the budgetary allocation to health should be somewhat more than 15%, and all the small amounts that is being given to the health currently. So if the budgetary allocation to health is up to 15%, it is only easy to be able to bring one or two things to help in making the healthcare sector to be efficient and to be able to function optimally to improve the health indices of the country.
Well, Dr. Alpha Yusuf, the North Central Caucus leader of NARD, thank you very much for speaking to us. All right, now that's our program this week. Thank you for watching. I am Mary Kanu. Bye for now.